Hey everyone, I was pulling out the rest of the onions and garlic over here, and I figured it might be cool to get some of this on video so you guys can see. So I've already been harvesting a lot of these, there's just a few left laying around. So you can see the little remains of all the peat pellets that I used to start the seeds. You'll see those in a second here. So maybe we'll go over here and start pulling the rest. So I planted some red onions on this side, and then over there's the rest of the white onions. So let's pull a couple. So when I harvest them, I just grab them right here and rip them out. And so you can see when I planted these onions, they were seeds, so I just use these little peat pellets. So you can see, and the roots just go right through those down into the soil. So I just shake off all this stuff as much as I can, and then I'm gonna go lay them somewhere else to dry. I just leave all the roots and the green tops on, and it helps them when they dry. Well, that's what I read anyways, so then I just chop them off later after they're already dry. Pull out another one. That one looks like pretty good size. That's pretty good. Look how big that one got. It's weird. It's really thick, but it didn't really make much of a bulb down here. It's just like super thick. Wow, look at that. Huge roots, that's for sure. These onions, I planted these a little late last year, so they didn't get quite as big as I wanted. They're still pretty good size. I would have liked them to be a little bit bigger. This year, if I plant onions again, I'll get them in earlier. Probably around mid-September, so then they have more time to get bigger. But these are definitely really tasty though. We've been using them in the kitchen all the time. And they definitely taste better than the grocery store ones. Alright, maybe I'll finish harvesting the rest of these and I'll go pull up some garlic and show you those too. Alright, so I finished harvesting all the onions. As you can see, this is where they all were. Got to clean up all this stuff, and put some new compost down before I plant all the extra peppers here that I have been saving up in the 1-gallon pots. Well, you can't see it, but the table's behind the tomatoes over there. But when I planted all these onions, I grew them from seed, and I used the square foot gardening method, so I planted 9 per square. So I think that ended up being like 144 onions in this 4x4 space, which was pretty good. So, and then here's a couple rows of garlic that I planted. I did 3 different varieties. So then there's some shallots in the back too. These garlic cloves, I planted them late also, just like I did with the onions, because last year I had all kinds of peppers here and they were just doing so well, and I just didn't want to pull them out. So I finally ended up pulling them out in late November. I think that's when our first frost was. So I was getting really nice amounts of peppers, cayenne peppers and all kinds of different peppers, all the way up until late November, which was nice. So here's all the garlic. Doing pretty good so far. It's about halfway up. It's turning brown now, so I read that's about when you should start harvesting. So I've already pulled out a few of these just to see what the size would be and what they would look like. So let's pull out a few. Pretty nice. So these ones that I'm pulling out right now are called Metici garlic. Not quite sure how to pronounce that, but that's what they are. I planted Metici, California White, and I can't remember what the other one is called, but they're all supposed to be really good. I got them from groworganic.com, which is definitely not the cheapest way to order some garlic, but it was already late and I just wanted to get some nice organic varieties, and so I just ordered just a couple different ones just to try them out and see what they'd taste like. It's been pretty fun so far. So, I forgot to mention what I did was, since I have 3 different varieties here, this whole area right here is 9 squares. And so what I did was, I just did 3 squares of one variety, and 3 squares of another variety like this, another 3 squares, and then in the back, since this bed is 4 feet wide, in the back there I did 3 more squares this way of shallots, just organic red shallots. So, and those are really tasty also. You gotta try those if you haven't grown them yet. So, I guess I'll finish planting the rest of these, and I'll show you guys the final result here after I'm done. Alright, all the garlic and onions have been harvested. They're all gone. All I've left in this bed now is just a few leeks here that I'm going to pull up, and we're going to use that for chicken and dumplings on Father's Day. So I'll just leave them in there until then. So I don't really have a dedicated drying area for these things. Wasn't sure where to put them. So I know you're not supposed to leave them in direct sun. You're supposed to leave them outside in a shaded area so that they can dry for about a week or so. So I just kind of laid some of it here, laid some of them over there, a bunch of red and green onions, a couple garlics, and then I put the rest over here. These are the 3 piles of garlic. I kept them separate so I know what the varieties are, so then I can taste them individually and see which one I like best. And this is a big pile of shallots. It's a lot of shallots. And this table right here with all these peppers on it, and those couple of tomatoes over there, those are going to be going in that bed over there as soon as I get it all cleaned up and with new compost and everything, get it ready to go again. And I even have the boot jalokia peppers, 2 of them here and 2 of them here. Hottest peppers in the world. We're going to see how that goes. So I'm sure these peppers are going to be really happy to finally get out of these 1-gallon pots. I have to water these things every single day. It takes a bit of time to do all that, but finally won't have to do it anymore once I get them in that bed. So that'll be pretty cool.